Hello,
And welcome.
I'm Phil,
I'm Sophie.
and this is the Philosophy Podcast.
We're really excited today. This is the second standalone deep dive in our pop culture and philosophy series.
Yeah, this is where we, dig into articles that connect things we love, movies, games, comics, with philosophical ideas.
It's amazing how much deep thinking is just there, right? In the stories we consume all the time.
Absolutely. And today, well, with the new Fantastic Four movie just out, it felt like the perfect time to revisit a really great article from 2005. It's called The Fantastic Four as a Family, The Strongest Bond of All, by Chris Ryall and Scott Tipton. And it looks at how the Fantastic Four's whole team dynamic lines up really well with Aristotle's ideas about family and friendship.
Aristotle and the Fantastic Four. Okay, that sounds like a great pairing. And just a reminder for everyone listening, the source article and a link to the book it's in, they're in the description.
Yeah, definitely check it out. Now, we should mention, the article itself focuses mostly on the Fantastic Four from the comics, right? That's its main source material.
That's right. But the philosophical points it makes, they really resonate much more broadly. You can see them lining up with pretty much any version of the team, including the latest movie.
The core ideas about their relationships, they just kind of stick.
Exactly. You hear it all the time with superhero teams, right? Justice League, Teen Titans. They always say, we're family.
Oh, yeah, constantly.
But the article points out something critical right away. While lots of teams talk about being family, the Fantastic Four kind of are family.
How so? What's the difference?
Well, their bond isn't just something they declare. It's forged differently. It creates this commitment that you just don't see with teams where members are constantly swapping in and out,
Yeah, you see that cycle all the time. People leaving for solo stuff, then coming back.
Right. So that family thing is often said, but maybe not always deeply felt in the same way.
Okay, so that brings us to the big question for today's deep dive. Why are the Fantastic Four different? They stick together for, over 40 years in the comics? How did these four, especially given their difficult origin, manage that? What makes their family bond actually hold up?
Well, the first clue is sort of obvious when you look at who they are. You've got Johnny Storm and Susan Storm Richards. They're actual siblings.
Right, brother or sister.
And then Reed Richards is married to Sue. So, bam, you've got this built-in family core right from the start. That's a huge structural difference from, say, the Avengers initially.
Okay, that makes sense. But then there's the fourth member, Ben Grimm, the Thing. He's the outlier in that structure.
He really is. His only connection at the beginning is his friendship with Reed. They were college roommates, served in the army together. It's a deep friendship, no doubt.
But friendship isn't quite family, not in the same way. And what happened to them? It wasn't exactly a smooth start for building a stable unit.
Not at all. I mean, think about it. The powers they got, they came directly from Reed. And that mission, the one that gave them powers, it wasn't purely science for science's sake. Reed wanted to launch that spaceship, basically, to beat the Russians into space. It was about power, about being first.
And he was reckless about it, too. Didn't test the ship enough.
Yeah.
Ben Grimm, the pilot, he was worried, right, about the cosmic rays.
He absolutely was. He had valid fears. But then Sue, Reed's fiancée at the time, she challenged his manhood. The article quotes her saying, Ben, we've got to take that chance unless we want the commies to beat us.
Wow. So Ben goes along because he's angry at being called out.
Pretty much. It wasn't like he suddenly thought Reed's plan was safe. He reacted to Sue's comment. And then Johnny, Sue's little brother, he just jumps in like, I'm tagging along with sis, so it's settled.
Just like that.
Just like that. And the article suggests that impulse, that sticking with family, those were the seeds of family commitment, even in that chaotic moment.
So the mission succeeds in beating the Russians, but then crash. Like Icarus flying too close to the sun because of pride.
Exactly. Reed's pride leads to the crash, and boom, they get powers that weirdly reflect who they were.
Sue becomes invisible. Ben gets that brash, rocky thing exterior.
Reed can stretch like his mind, and Johnny becomes the fiery human torch.
So after the dust settles, they need a purpose.
Right. And it's Ben Grimm who puts it simply, we've got to use that power to help mankind, right?
And the others agree. So a team is born.
A team is born. But the article asks, was it just about doing good, or was there something more holding them together from the start?
Which brings us back to Ben. Why does he stick around? He's the one permanently changed, visibly an outcast, a monster in his own eyes sometimes. He has every reason to resent Reed.
You'd think.
How does the article explain his loyalty?
It points to his background. College football player, military guy. He's a joiner, a loyal teammate by nature.
Okay, so his core personality.
Yeah. And as his outside changed, maybe his inside, his loyalty, got even stronger. Doing good for the world mattered, sure, but doing right by his friends, who were now basically his only family, that became even more vital.
They shared that origin, that trauma, and now a purpose, which takes us right to Aristotle's idea of the polis.
Okay, what did Aristotle mean by community, and how does it fit the Fantastic Four?
Well, Aristotle had this really insightful definition. He said, a city is a partnership for living well.
Living well, not just surviving.
Exactly. It's not just about basic needs or defense. It's about creating a space where people can truly flourish, where they can achieve what he called eudaimonia.
Eudaimonia. That's like human flourishing, a complete, fulfilling life.
That's a great way to put it. Living your best possible life, basically, but as part of a thriving community, not just on your own.
So the idea is that the Fantastic Four, their whole heroic journey, isn't just about punching Galactus.
Though there is a fair bit of that.
Right. But it's fundamentally about building a better life together for themselves and, by extension, for humanity.
It is. They're not just a task force. They're like a micropolis.
A tiny city-state in spandex.
Sort of. An organic community whose main story is this collective pursuit of flourishing.
And Aristotle saw this as a natural progression, right? From the household, the oikos, to the village, then the city.
Exactly. They start as this pre-existing family unit, and then they become this public entity.
And their headquarters, the Baxter Building, really symbolizes that, doesn't it?
Perfectly. It's their home and their lab headquarters. Private life and public life just merge. Dinners, arguments, Reed tinkering in the lab, saving the world. It all happens there.
Plus, they don't have secret identities. They live it all out in the open. Very different from Batman or Spider-Man.
Totally different. They embrace the public aspect.
And their mission changed too, didn't it?
Yeah, initially it was about survival, helping out. But pretty quickly it became about adventure and exploration too. Pushing boundaries, seeking knowledge, driven by wonder. Those are all parts of Aristotle's good life.
And Reed's inventions often aim to advance civilization, not just fight bad guys.
Absolutely. And that whole philosophy really gets cemented with the Future Foundation. Reed sets up this organization specifically to better serve humanity's future.
It's amazing how Aristotle's idea of humans being political animals fulfilled through participating in the Polis maps onto them living these completely public lives, but surely that comes at a cost. They try to have normal lives sometimes, right? But it never sticks.
Never. It shows that their flourishing, their eudaimonia, is tied directly to their public role. They can't find it hiding away.
Okay, shifting gears slightly, but still sticking with Aristotle. You mentioned friendship earlier, his theory of philia. That feels super relevant here too.
Hugely relevant.
He outlines 3 types, and they really map onto the Fantastic Four's dynamics incredibly well.
Let's hear them.
Okay, first, friendships of utility, or benefit. This is where you're friends because you get something useful out of it.
Like practical advantages?
Yeah. For Ben, being with the Fantastic Four gives him that sense of belonging and family he desperately needed, especially after his transformation. He tried other things, other teams like the Avengers.
Right, he left a few times.
But nothing else gave him that familial love, that feeling of being wanted and needed. He feels useful with them, especially as Reed's conscience. They need each other, mutually.
Okay, utility. What's the second type?
Friendships of pleasure. Or enjoyment. Simply put, you just like being around the person.
That seems straightforward.
It is, but think about Ben. He puts up this tough guy front, the wisecracks. But he's got deep feelings, and his constant bickering with Johnny Storm, the Human Torch.
Yeah, the sibling rivalry.
The article suggests he actually gets pleasure from that, believe it or not. He might storm off mad, but he always comes back. Those fights, they feel like family fights. You argue, but you know you belong. You know they care underneath it all.
That's an interesting take on their fighting. Okay, so utility, pleasure. What's the third and highest form?
That's friendships of virtue, or complete friendship. This is the deepest kind. It's between people who are genuinely good, who admire each other's character, and who care about the other person's well-being for that person's own sake, not for utility or pleasure.
Just pure selfless care.
Exactly. And the article argues this is the strongest form of friendship, and it's the one Reed and Ben share most profoundly. Reed truly cares about Ben's good.
Even though Ben is a constant reminder of Reed's failure.
That reminder might actually strengthen their bond. Reed's guilt could drive him to be a better, more caring friend, more protective, because he knows he owes Ben so much. It deepens their reliance on each other.
Wow. So putting it all together, Aristotle's ideas really give us a framework.
They do. You take the idea of family as that partnership for living well, and you combine it with these three types of friendship.
Utility, pleasure, and virtue.
And you see the Fantastic Four as this dynamic living example. Healthy families, healthy partnerships, they have elements of all three. They support each other, utility, they enjoy each other, pleasure, and they genuinely care about each other's good, virtue.
And for Ben, coming from a difficult background, this team provides all of that. It becomes his true family.
And like any family, they go through rough patches. Supervillains wanting a normal life. Ben and Johnny have both left trying to find independence.
But they always come back.
Always. Because they only find that completeness, that deep trust together.
The article also mentions some less than perfect aspects, right? Dysfunctional bits.
Oh yeah, doesn't paint a perfect picture. Ben sometimes falling into that childlike role, running away. Reed and Sue acting like parents retrieving him.
The fights with Johnny as sibling rivalry.
And Reed sometimes being paternalistic, keeping things from Ben for his own good, like a father thinking he knows best.
Which can be infuriating in any family.
Totally. But even those flaws, those betrayals or departures, they seem to reinforce the bond in the end. People return not out of duty, but this mutual affinity. It's like the choice to be family is almost made for them, blood ties or not.
Even when they have fill-in members, they tend to slot into those family roles too.
Right. It shows the strength of that family structure. It just kind of absorbs people into its dynamic.
So it comes back to that core idea, family as a team working towards living well.
Exactly. And the Fantastic Four take that internal goal of sustaining each other and project it outwards, protecting humanity. Their special bond makes them friends in Aristotle's highest sense, virtue, and partners for a greater good.
And the key difference the article highlights, compared to maybe other superhero teams,
is that their friendship isn't primarily self-oriented or selfish. It's fundamentally unselfish, benevolent. It aims at serving the good of the other members.
That love for each other is what ultimately makes them a family.
And that, the article concludes, is the strongest bond of all. Thank you for tuning in to the Philosophy Botcast.